Good morning. Happy Saturday. I turned up the dB level by 20 something in OBS, so I hope you can hear me today. It seems like people, well, Bacon Bits mainly, didn't understand what I was saying when I said that Bacon had admitted to abusing the copyright system. Because I posted this and people are like, wait, he doesn't say it in cartoonish fashion. He doesn't outright admit I was abusing it. So obviously this isn't an admission. Well, but it is. The operating portion of this admission is this line right here. He used my content to perpetuate a lie. Now, why is that the admission? Everything else, by the way, is just Blue Bacon trying to justify things. But this first line is confession through projection, and it's where Blue Bacon gives you the operating reason why he struck Writes On's content. Because Writes On used Bacon's content to express a message different than what Blue Bacon wanted his message to express, than what he wanted his content to be used for. Now this is Hughes versus Benjamin. Hughes and Benjamin are both YouTubers. They're big YouTubers, not like little pissy ass me. And this is just a district court decision. I'm just using this to illustrate how a district court is going to look at this, the steps that they're going to take, and the reason why this is admitting that he misused a copyright strike. There are 4 factors that the court has to consider. They can consider more than those 4 factors, but there are 4 factors that the court has to consider. The first factor, the critical question when applying the first fair use factor, is whether the work is transformative. That's the critical question. Turning Bacon's content from stopping a lie to perpetuating a lie is transformative. What about the second factor? The second factor, however, may be of limited usefulness where the creative work of art is being used for a transformative purpose. What about the third factor? Thus, the third factor may favor the defendant even where the defendant copies an entire work, provided that such copying was reasonably necessary in relation to the work's transformative purpose. What about the fourth factor? Thus, the more transformative the secondary use, the less the likelihood that the secondary use substitutes for the original. Indeed, it can substitute for the original because, according to Blue Bacon, the content was used to perpetuate a lie, not a substitute. So that's why I say that Blue Bacon confessed to it. He didn't realize he was confessing to it. His little Bacon Bits didn't realize he was confessing to it. But indeed, he was confessing to it. Now, I've been accused, now that I have covered a couple Blue Bacon issues, of having a hard-on, I think is what they're saying for Blue Bacon, who is a good-looking fella, by the way. I do kind of fancy the otters. And he's kind of otterish. He's getting a little fat and pasty, but what are you going to do? But I find it weird that I've had a hard-on for this guy because 2 years ago I had a disagreement with him over 18 USC 795, and then I didn't make any content about him for 2 years because he wasn't interesting. And then recently he became interesting because of his bitch-like maneuvers in dealing with Chile. And so I'm reporting on that. So I'm giving my opinion on that. And now all of a sudden I'm obsessed with him. It's almost like this happened exactly the same way when I started covering Earl. When I started covering C.J. Grisham. When I started covering James Freeman. Whenever I started covering anybody, whenever anyone caught my attention, whenever I found them to be interesting, all of a sudden I had a hard-on for them. All of a sudden it was something personal. I don't understand it. All of a sudden I was stalking them. It's really weird. It's really weird how people on both sides of the aisle, how the tribes on both sides of the aisle come up with the same stupid accusations. It's almost like there's idiots on both sides of this tribal war. Another thing I've been accused of is becoming exactly like Chile. I've become exactly like Chile. So I've created this handy little chart here that we can go through, and it's going to tally up between me and Blue Bacon who's more like Chile. The first thing we have is born before 1975. That's me. That's not Blue Bacon. The second thing is a closeted homosexual. Now, the operating word there is closeted. I'm out in the open. Blue Bacon is not. Files copyright strikes. I have never filed a copyright strike. Blue Bacon has. Good looking. I am not good looking. Blue Bacon is. Has an overinflated sense of ego. That's a pretty easy one. Has blue eyes. Oh, that one's me. Has moderators on his channels. There you go. Is intolerant of insults directed at him. Oh, that's him. Lies and or embellishes his experiences and credentials. Oh, well, there you go. Long live streams with little or no actual content. Oh, again, sorry, buddy. Monetized. Oop. Pretends to be tough, but then goes dark. Ooh, we know who that is. I'm protecting my family. Pretends to understand the law. Well, that was a tie, but I actually do understand it, as well as pretend to understand it. Relies on shit credentials to build trust. Ooh, Sergeant MP Blue Bacon? Runs to the courts for protective orders. Oh, we know who that is. And runs to the police to report crimes. Well, I think we know who that is too. So yes, it does appear that according to this list, and I invite you to create your own. I mean, I'm sure that somebody out there is going to be able to create a list sufficient to make me more like Chile than Blue Bacon is like Chile, but I can't wait to see it. So send me your lists, and you know what? If it's entertaining enough or creative enough or even just accurate enough but still shows that I'm more like Chile than Blue Bacon, then I'll probably put it up in a community post for you. So anyway, I do want to say, because people don't understand, they want me to sit down and talk to Blue Bacon, and there's nothing for me to talk to Blue Bacon about on this. There's nothing for me to talk to Blue Bacon about. I'm not trying to understand what he's doing or why he's doing it. I'm just telling you what he's doing. Him sitting down to talk to me about it isn't going to change anything. I don't care about his motivations. I care about his actions. You might care about his motivations, and that's fine. So why don't you sit down and interview him or talk to him or whatever? That doesn't interest me. The only thing I care about, generally speaking, is actions. I don't care why people do things. I care what they do. So I don't need to sit down and talk to him. I don't want to understand him. He's not interesting like Chile. Like, I want to understand some things about Chile. Like, if I got a chance to sit down and talk to Chile, I'd want to understand. I would want him to explain to me and for me to be able to ask him questions to actually get an understanding of what his plan is to overturn Terry v. Ohio. Because he says he's going to overturn it. He says he's on his track to overturn it. But I can't actually see any steps he's taking or any direction that he has to actually achieve his stated goal. I mean, he grifts. I didn't put that on the list. That would be another Blue Bacon one. Let's go ahead and add it. Grifts. That would be, there you go. So he grifts, but he doesn't actually have any stated plans on how to overturn it. His Velcro strap thingy, that's not going to overturn Terry v. Ohio. His digital detention, that's not going to overturn Terry v. Ohio. His 360 cop cam, that's not going to overturn Terry v. Ohio. He doesn't have any real plans. So I'd be interested in talking to Chili about how he intends on accomplishing the things that he has set out for himself to do. But Blue Bacon is not interesting at all. He's just not interesting at all. Other than the fact that he's doing things topically that interest me right now. Anyway, that's all I got for you this morning. I'm going to put out a video on what's going on in Kate's case, and then I'm going to probably address at least a portion of Discussing Law's video that he put out today. Those will probably come later. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.